Hello guys, it's me again Aswad, and today's podcast I want to talk about what is QAnon. So a lot of people have been hearing about QAnon, and I know this podcast may be a bit late, but I was inspired to do this because a lot of people still don't know what is QAnon, especially outside of America, where the name QAnon suddenly pop up after the situation with President Trump and how it is connected to Trump and how it accumulate to the situation that happened on the Capitol Hill, where some followers of QAnon and the right wing attacked Capitol Hill, the DC Congress and whatnot. They attacked that area and try to bring down the Biden government, President Biden, the current president of the US. Okay, so this is going to be a very general video, but to give you some idea what is QAnon. And okay, let's start. QAnon is actually, it means Q clearance. Q clearance and Anon is anonymous. QAnon. Q clearance is a clearance, is a top security clearance if you're people who are controlling the code for the nuclear weapons. And so Q clearance is that security code to go into the higher level, as far as I know. And what happened was QAnon first time it started to pop up in 4chan. 4chan, for those who doesn't know, is a very niche website. 4chan, and anybody who knows about meme, meme, and whatnot, all those things, those are very light-hearted kind of things, the dark web and whatnot. Those that belong connected to 4chan. 4chan is really the uncontrollable part of the so-called dark web. But to me, it's not uncontrollable. Even dark web is not uncontrollable. And in this video, in this podcast, I will explain to you what I mean by that. So anyway, it started with QAnon posted something with regard to Hillary Clinton, saying that something will happen to her and whatnot. And the first poster, nobody knows, because 4chan, they hide all the identity of anybody who posts there. So that's why it's like not a precursor, but a subset of the dark web, the entry-level dark web. So nobody knows who is the original poster. So somebody posted there related to Clinton, Hillary Clinton, during her run for presidency. So, and that is when the connection to Donald Trump started with QAnon. And QAnon is really connected with, really supported Donald Trump, and Donald Trump really connect himself with QAnon. So QAnon is a lot of conspiracy theories and talking about the government and the Democrats and the left, and so all this talking point that you hear right now about Democrats trying to bring socialism, communism, pedophilia, all this kind of word that you hear the right in America are talking about. All of those the right wing, those words come from basically the QAnon discussion. So at first, when it started, people, of course, they when they hear the first conspiracies and whatnot, at first they don't want to believe it, because they would, it's like crazy news. What you hear about QAnon now is a bit crazy things, right? Okay, so they question Q. They call the person who posted that Q Anon is Q. So Q started to reveal that his identity, he's a holder of Q clearance, the highest level kind of like clearance for the people who control the nuclear warheads in America. So very important people, he said. And Q started posting theories about all these allegations about 9/11, about the government in the United States, the Jewish conspiracy, all this kind of conspiracy that you hear right now. So, and first people started to question Q. People don't, not. You hear right now a lot of smart American, very intelligent American, they began to believe in the Q. Why is that? Because Q started to give them evidence. I don't know, the kind of evidence that Q presented was quite convincing to a lot of people. This conspiracies that he gave the evidence to is the 9/11, that 9/11 did not happen, the chemtrail, that all these chemtrails in the sky from the airplane is supposed to spray the people, so that people will not. It's a conspiracy theory that the government is trying to either mutate or just stop people from having children. A lot of that weird kind of thing. And another QAnon, all these kind of crisis actors, all these school shootings and whatnot, they are just planned by the government. And the people interviewed by the media, especially the left-wing media, is called crisis actors. All of this came from QAnon, and he keep giving them evidence and evidence and evidence. Even the shooting at the Las Vegas hotel that happened a few years back, he gave them conspiracy that it was all made up, and all the way, and the messaging that he was giving out somehow managed to convert people to believe in his conspiracies, and people are surprised why are Americans who are very smart and very intelligent mostly are believing in this. Yeah, because he managed to convince them by giving them evidence that for them it feels alive and true. And I took the time to study and listen to the conspiracy theories, and when you hear them, you might tend to believe them, because they are very convincing. I'm not talking about Q. Q himself communicate with only a few, but after that, there's a few, like, I don't call them generals and whatnot, but people who they claim themselves to be close to Q. They started to talk about the conspiracy theories, and there is an alliance in the world, beside the Jewish alliance and whatnot, and it's become like a cult. And the more interesting part, for me, I wasn't surprised, And for American, they might have listened to about situation like Waco or where cult situation exists. In Malaysia, in where I'm doing this recording, we have a cult last time called Al-Arkam. Al-Arkam was a cult, a religious organization that became a cult. But the turning point that people push it aside was the Baling incident, where people who were part of the Al-Arkam movement actually fought the police and government, thinking they are fighting for God. It became to that extent. And I was alive. I was a young boy during that time, but I remember it vividly, and I researched afterward. And when that happened, I remember video showing that there was old woman taking out her weapon and trying to fight the police and whatnot. So a lot of people died during that. But that's not the point. The point is, cult exists, and people can be programmed to believe in the cult. They believe wholeheartedly. That's why there are situations in the world that, like Waco incident, not just in America, but throughout the world, there are cults. And cults can make people believe in their movement. And sometimes they become even religion. almost religious like, like in America there is the Tom Cruise movement that he joined. I right now I can't remember the exact name because it's not pertinent to this. I don't know this. I can't remember the name of that right now. I'm more focusing on the QAnon. So that's basically it, and they believe in the QAnon to the point of they got the message that during the Biden swearing in, the President Biden gonna swear in to become a president. On that day, the army will come and stop that from happening. Stop President Biden. And a lot of people started to have doubts about Q when that happened. When that didn't happen. Now, what do I think? I think the QAnon is not finished. Even they have one QAnon believer is in Congress. I think a lot of QAnon supporters are in Congress, and President Trump is also a very strong Q supporter. He believes in conspiracy theories and whatnot, and he aligned himself with the QAnon people, because QAnon is not like the Proud Boys. It's not the Ku Klux Klan. Those are very racial kind of thing. Too obvious, right? So QAnon is like the new wave, new millennial Bitcoin kind of conspiracy believers, and a lot of people believe in them. I won't doubt that even Elon Musk also believe in the QAnon conspiracies, because these people who align themselves with Trump really believe that Donald Trump is the person that will stop all the dangerous situation that they claim is happening in American politics, such as that they accuse Democrats of pedophilia, eating children. They accuse that. They accuse all of these liberal white people. They are eating children and drinking blood. They believe all these liberal Democrats are related to the Jeffrey Epstein, and Jeffrey Epstein was killed because they don't want Jeffrey Epstein to reveal the truth about the Democrats and Hillary Clinton and whatnot. So they really believe in all of this. Hillary Clinton is bad and everything. So this is the conspiracy that is like comes from QAnon, and QAnon became famous during Trump, and like keep giving them conspiracy theories and whatnot. It went to the point that the Jews, the Rothschild, a big organization that is controlling the world, and a lot of people believe that they could form a president and whatnot, just to push their agenda, to create this cult called the QAnon cult. And you can Google QAnon, you can see Q thing happening in social media. They have Q, and then they have American flag all over it, because they believe in the conspiracy that the government is corrupt. So they believe in Trump. They believe even COVID. They don't believe in COVID. They say COVID is fake. So that's why Donald Trump, even though he knows the dangers of COVID, when he appears in the media, he said the COVID will go away. It's just a flu. It's something like that. He never, even though he was briefed and he was informed of that, but because he's also a follower of QAnon, he believed that the QAnon people really follow him, believe in him. So he tried to use QAnon to build his own army of followers, sort of like that. That is why now, even though if you look at the media in America now, even after President Trump left office, people in the Republican political party still go to see President Trump to get his blessing, sort of. Because for them, for a lot of American right now, especially a lot of Republican, they have a lot of QAnon people, and QAnon really believe that Trump is still the president. Even the Republican recently, during President Day in 2021, they still push the picture of Donald Trump as if Donald Trump is still their president. Instead of putting Joe Biden, they still push for the agenda that is Donald Trump. Can you believe that? But that is happening in America, and it's bigger than what I said. The local one in Malaysia is Al-Arkam. Very small people believe in that. But now, it's a lot of people believe in this QAnon in America. And I think the Democrats themselves don't understand. I think they just ignore, or they don't understand the reach and the how vast is the network of these Q people. They still believe it. The recent one, they believe that ice that hit Texas was done by Bill Gates, and they say the snow is not really ice. It's really just some sort of mechanical and whatnot, something metal created by Bill Gates. They show they cannot burn the ice, kind of thing. That kind of belief is from Q. It's that kind of conspiracy theory mindset. And I think it's not going to end. I think it's not going to end. I think it's going to start on, carry on and on, because this is the way of the cult. And okay, that is QAnon in short. I mean, it basically is what you need to know about QAnon. It started from 4chan, it grew up, and it created this whole kind of movement that right now President Trump is like the leader of the QAnon, in terms of they really believe him as the savior of America. That's why the word is make America great again, trying to be the savior. I want to save America. So they believe in that, And a lot of this, I do not hear from the Democrat trying to explain about QAnon. They are not explaining it. They just simply saying, QAnon is fake. You should explain. If you don't explain, then people who are not educated or don't learn, they tend to believe. They believe in all this. They say, which is true, Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein was very close, So they have this relationship that Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein and Hillary Clinton are part of the big conspiracy. They eat children, pedophilia and whatnot. So it's very common kind of thing in America, and they want and Americans, a lot of people believe that, and Hollywood is part of that conspiracy also. So as long as this kind of thing is going on, I don't think the Democrats will have I think Democrats will not have an easy way to govern. They still want to bring Donald Trump. Even now, even when during the Capitol riot, the conspiracy theory is that even the Pentagon, even the military is also controlled by QAnon, because they did not send the troops, military troops, to stop the Capitol riots. Even though it is a big riot, it happened on the capital of the American capital. There's no army. The army didn't go there, even just the cops, which is very weird, because there is army could have intervened very quickly, very fast, but nobody showed up, and that is very weird. And some people say because the QAnon has entered the military. Okay, my theory, like in every situation, because it's I do not want to start a conspiracy theory of my own, but I think the QAnon, it was also created by the government, by the CIA. I believe that because this guy, this Mr. Q, he provided all this evidence, very detailed evidence that that people believe that it's only by those people who work on the top clearance can get this information, and they dare not share that data because they say it's they can get caught and whatnot. So they hide it. They show it to the people and then they hide it. the evidence. So some people believe in that. And it's a bit crazy, if you don't know this, in America, they are, QAnon, they have meetings, they have and it's like an organization right now, an NGO kind of organization. Then people believe in it. And for me, the strange part, I did not see the government do anything about QAnon. I think it's very weird, It's because the government did not do anything. Because the government simply said, "Oh, it's fake. Nobody should believe it." But they're allowing it to continue on in a way, and that's I think they're underestimating the QAnon situation, because the QAnon is a serious kind of mindset. They have this army people who are believing that. The Chinese will come in and conquer America, and Biden is like, the Democrats are mostly gonna weaken America. Biden is playing it safe. I can see Biden is playing it safe. He's focusing on policies that will help Americans, so that they don't question him. He doesn't attack Trump outright, because they all know that Trump is powerful right now. It's very weird. It's very, very weird. They are trying to ignore him, but they cannot deny that the QAnon situation is still ongoing. Okay, so that's my description of what is going on in America. Some sort of info about QAnon. It comes from Q clearance, and Anon means anonymous. So anonymous person in higher position of power who have the Q clearance code to control the nuclear warheads in America. So Q clearance actually exists. So nobody knows who is this person Q, but I think it's the CIA. I think somebody created this. Even if it's not the CIA, I believe 4chan is also controlled by the CIA. Nothing in America that the CIA doesn't know. The dark web, all this Q-chan, 4chan and whatnot, they are all controlled by the CIA. They people who trying to run away using the Silk Road or Bitcoins and whatnot, the CIA has their hands in everything. Because they have to do that. That's their job. That's my theory, but I don't want to start a conspiracy theory of my own. It's just quite for your knowledge to know what QAnon is. Okay, thank you for your time. If you find this information useful and explanation useful, please give a like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and thank you for your time. Goodbye.